tuning in to an episode of Vinyl Village Garage, where I plan to show you how this car, over that one there, was built in a two-car garage. I'm gonna get you in here and give you a quick walk around, show you some of the details, some of the things about the car. But what we're looking at here, just in case you didn't really know or not really sure what exactly we have as an example of, is a '69 Trans Am Convertible. Technically 697 Trans Ams were produced as a mid-year option, not well known. Not too many people probably have seen these kinds of cars. In particular, the convertibles are even more, where only 8 were assembled. The last couple that went through auction sold for nearly $1 million. This is not one of them. That's as close as I can get to ever owning one or ever imagining to have one. This car started out as a rusted out shell, nearly broke into. When we hauled it home, the flatbed hauler I got there, we were starting to load it up and it was starting to buckle, and come to find out, really the only thing holding it together was the transmission tunnel. Rocker panels were completely gone, which is the frame for this car. So unknowingly how much of a project I was going to get into, I went ahead and bought it, hauled it home, where it sat for a few years, and it sat outside for a little bit longer. The driveway that it sat in for a year before I actually hauled it home to start working on it, there's still piles of rust there from it deteriorating even more. This car has many upgrades. Now those real Pontiac guys are probably going to give me some grief for this one if they could figure out the mystery, but what you're seeing here definitely is a Ram Air car. All the Trans Ams were Ram Air 3. A Ram Air 4 was an option, but none of the convertibles were technically a Ram Air 4. They were all Ram Air 3 cars. Now this one's just a little different. It is functional Ram Air, and it is a rendition of what I would think if Pontiac could take a brand new drivetrain and stuff it into their old car. How would they have done it? How would they have made it look? So the idea here was to make the car look as factory as possible and still seem like if General Motors assembled it, but this car was never assembled this way. It's just kind of my idea how I wanted it to be for a good cruiser. I have taken this car as far as Charleston, South Carolina, to the Trans Am Nationals in Dayton, Ohio, and of course several miles here around town having some fun. Now, one of the more exciting parts, sometimes some people like to think, maybe they call it the power barn, the jewelry box, or what's under the hood kind of thing. I'd like to show you here what we've got. What you're looking at really isn't anything out of the ordinary. It's a 2002 Silverado drivetrain, 5.3 4L60E trans. That way I still get the fuel economy, overdrive, still get a lot of drivability at it. Now it's been cleaned up and slightly, I guess say, reduce some of the clutter on the wiring to make it look a little tighter. But again, the goal was to make it as if General Motors would have assembled this car from the factory. What would it have looked like? And of course, one of the things that I think is one of the interesting details is we've actually got a Ram Air box. This is actually an air filter for a 2002 Trans Am. The filter itself, now the box was custom hand built. Then matching to that is a gasket goes to the hood to seal it to the intake. The interior at first glance looks 100% stock 1969. Used factory colors, factory style interior components, back to original. Like again, the theme was the car was to make it look like Pontiac had assembled this car in 1969, so there's no obvious clues that it's not original. So to keep that theme, well, we kept it looking basically stock on the inside. Has a few minor updates like AM FM stereo with Bluetooth in the factory cutout using the factory face, but updated with modern guts inside the radio basically. And we did add air conditioning and of course automatic overdrive transmission to help improve, drivability and be able to keep it on the highway and cruise at a comfortable speed. Quite possibly one of my favorite details of a '69 Firebird and Trans Am are these side marker lights. They actually are built with a light bulb inside. It's the silhouette of the actual original first generation Firebird. Details like that you just don't see, and I absolutely love it. The name Transmaroado was coined from starting with what you see to be basically a stock looking Trans Am, using Camaro parts to rebuild it, and using a drivetrain out of a Silverado. So mix all those up, we ended up coming with the name Transmaroado. And it was kind of a joke at first, but it's kind of stuck and kind of growing on me. And I don't think anyone else has a car name like that, so we're gonna go with it. What you see here is a signature of John Schnella, Bill Davis, and Herb Adams. All three of these gentlemen were at the 2019 Trans Am Nationals. They were signing things, and I happened to drive by the signing booth and I couldn't resist or pass up the opportunity for these guys to sign my car. All three of these guys are instrumental in Pontiac history, especially the Firebird. So gotta say, I love these guys, love what they did, and I appreciate all the hard work they put into it.
Go.